Hey, what's going on? Stronger nurses. There is one thing that I will tell you that I absolutely will not live without since I found out about it about a couple of years ago. It is a device and it is a new form of modern medicine, if you want to call it, but it's technically called electroceuticals. As y'all know, our bodies work off of electromagnetism, electricity, and also the magnetism from the earth and electrolytes and chemicals and all that other stuff. And so basically, there's this company that is based out of Germany, and the same people who determined the atomic bomb, like the structure, and made it, essentially came out with this technology 20 years ago across the pond in the UK. And about maybe 5 years ago or so, they brought it here to the United States. But they're real particular about how they want us to advertise or discuss the benefits of it because it is a very touchy subject when it comes to pharmaceuticals in modern medicine and how we treat disease. See, me, I'm all about prevention and I do practice what I preach. And I practice it to a point where I keep it to myself until I absolutely know that guess what? I'm a living and breathing example of exactly what health is supposed to be. We are, of course, always working on ourselves and trying to be the best version of ourselves. And it's a struggle. But this right here has helped me get through that struggle like you wouldn't believe. There have been some really rough times in my life where I'm just like, I don't know how I'm gonna make it. I feel like crap. I eat crap. I don't sleep. I can't work out. My mind is a mess. This right here, my Beamer, and not the car, I do it for other reasons, and it is called microcirculation. Now, we all nurses here, and we all have some idea, at least I hope, about what health really is. Y'all remember pathophysiology when they were talking about the cellular membrane and the ATP transport and the Krebs cycle and the mitochondria and all that stuff? I'm sure you just went over this. I promise you, when I was in nursing school, that was the hardest class for me to take before I got in because I was like, man, what is this about? Like, I didn't think it actually mattered to what I was going to do. Now that I've been a nurse for 12 years, I finally understand just how important pathophysiology really is to what we do. If you don't understand, one, the structure of the cell and how it functions, and then also the transport system that our body has, you just, I'm sorry, you're not good at your job. Like, you don't get it. Like, why are we nurses? Why are we in health? Well, you know what I'm saying? It's to preserve our bodies and to live our best life, to live as optimal as possible. And we all know that our diet and lifestyle is not optimal. So what do you do to optimize that? That is not traditional. There are all kinds of supplements and, saying feel great quick type of things out there, but what are you really doing to change your life? So what ended up happening is, about maybe 3 years ago, that's about how long I've had this. I had an aha moment. I was having a conversation with my husband, and all of a sudden, just like that, it hit me. I was like, you know what? I figured out why there are so many chronic diseases. There's so many different labels to the exact same problem. You want to know what that is? It is diseased blood vessels, our transport system, how we get the nutrients and the oxygen to the cells and how we remove the waste. It's that simple. That is literally all that we do. That is the pathophysiology. The currency of life is oxygen. It's not water, it's not food, it's not the things that we think are the most important. It is literally oxygen. Without oxygen, we know that we die, period. Cells, they don't live. So when you think about oxygen, how do you get oxygen to the cells? And then how do you remove the waste? That's it. Like, that's simple when you think about the disease process. So usually whenever we think about it, we think about, of course, the heart. And then we think about the blood vessels that are directed away from the heart. But what we don't see are, you remember those little things they call arterioles and capillaries? Those little bitty, roads that, feed the cells and remove the waste. Well, guess what? Once those become disease, it's like roadblocks. It's just like construction on a highway. And then they start, cutting off roads. If you don't take care of those pathways by repairing them and getting oxygen and nutrition to the cells and then removing the waste from it, guess what happens? It breaks down. It no longer works. It dies. And so we have, probably trillions of cells and pathways and stuff that lead to give nutrition and remove waste from our cells. And so once you start to have this breakdown and it stops working and your body's not able to repair it anymore, well, that's where symptoms come from. And symptoms are usually, the first part of a chronic disease. As we know, chronic diseases can be reversible, but depending on how long you live with them, well, there's nothing you can do except feed it pills and potions and whatever other modern miracles that we have, which don't even start on it. We're nurses, okay? We know the stuff that we do to people. And a lot of stuff that we do is torture and suffering. And sometimes we just don't do what's best. So, in the spirit of stronger nurses and to help you guys live a life of prevention, optimize your energy, live your best life, I want to introduce you to the one thing that I absolutely will not live without. See, I'm all about health. I don't care what it costs to save my life, as long as I can prevent that problem from costing me my life. And it's my BEMER. Y'all see this? This right here. Can't live without. And this is my mat. I just got it. Lord, I have gone months. It has been a struggle without my BEMER and without being able to sleep on it. You just have no idea what life has been like. Actually, you do. That's the reason why it's been difficult for me to perform at the level that I usually do. So, my BEMER enhances what is called vasomotion, which is those arterioles and those capillaries that feed those cells. And it's basically called microcirculation. And in the video, there's a link that will take you to the general website so you can learn more about BEMER, which you're going to start hearing me talk about. Okay. So I'm going to open my box. I'm going to show y'all what I sleep on. So essentially it's a mat, and it is actually about maybe 6-7 feet long, and it's got coils on the inside of it. And I think that's it. So these coils that are built into the mat are electromagnetic, but they are in the not milliamps, but y'all are familiar with Tesla, right? So it's micro Teslas. And we're, of course, all connected to the earth. And so this reconnects you to the earth. And this is my mat. Oh. So I put this up underneath my sheets. And what I do is that it's long. It's like a yoga mat, right? And it's long. So here is the attachment. I'm gonna turn it on for y'all so y'all can see. But the minimum amount of sleep that you can get on the sleep, it's called the sleep cycle, is 6 hours. And so what it does is it gently brings down your body's function, and it has to do with the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system, fight or flight, right? So whenever you sleep, you're supposed to be in repair, digestion, cleaning up waste and everything when you sleep. So the first 2 hours of the sleep cycle actually brings your body down to the parasympathetic, digestion, rest, recovery, removing the waste that's built up and toxins in your blood-brain barrier, because actually you have to get REM sleep in order to remove waste from your blood-brain barrier. And so turn it on, my BEMER. And right here, you just plug it in. Takes about a minute and a half to boot up. And so this right here tells you, of course, that it's working. It beeps at you, lets you know that it is sending out the signal. So the signal does not interfere with cell phones, TVs. It's not like microwaves or radioactive waves or any of those harmful waves. See, this is structured to benefit your cells at a well, basically a cellular level. So right here, as you can see, I got my programs, my special, which is sleep cycle, and it actually has a light. So, you know, for example, if I have pimples, blemishes, scars, or whatever, the light actually helps you remove scars and stuff. And I've got pictures from that. My husband can tell you. So anyway, what I do basically is first thing in the morning when I wake up, I put it on one of these programs. And usually whenever you start initially with the BEMER, you go from 1 to 6 to build your body's tolerance up to these signals. Then you go from 3 to 6 in rotation, you know, it's basically a cycle. And so right now I'm on 4. So as you can see, it's got the mat on there. And then it's got what's called a plus signal, which intensifies the signal. That's usually for mornings. And then at night, you turn it off. So I'm not gonna do that right now because I'm not in bed. But the other thing is, so for example, if I have aches, pains, hurt feet, hurt back, hurt neck, headaches, eye aches, and it's more than just aches and pains. Toothache, anything that has to do with circulation, this essentially increases and enhances your body's innate ability to heal itself. That's it. Like, simple as I can put it. We don't need medicine. We can heal ourselves. We just have to do the right things and eat the right things in order to do that. But we have different belief systems, and I'm of a different belief system because I'm now educated. I continue to educate myself about, you know, the best way to treat my body, because I do want to live a quality life. I don't want to be an old, broken down nurse by 45 or even 40. I mean, I'm be 40 in a couple of years, and I'm trying to look 25 until I'm 65. Impossible. So anyway, it's got different programs, different intensities and stuff. And then I have the sleep cycle. So 5 a.m., I'm gonna let y'all know right now that I am notoriously late. I have a problem with being on time because I'm on my own time. So this helps me stay on time by making sure that I go to sleep and wake up. So I'm gonna set it for 5 o'clock. The first 2 hours are actually bringing my body down. And then I get 4 hours of continuous REM sleep. And that is when my body is healing and repairing itself. Then the last 2 hours is when it's going to be waking my body up gently and getting it prepared and ready for the day. Then after I do that, I turn on my cycle again for the morning. It's only 8 minutes, twice a day. I do it when I wake up and when I go to bed. And so tonight I'm gonna do my 8 minutes, and I'm gonna turn on my sleep cycle, and then that's it. And I mean, essentially, I feel great. I feel great. I'm like on the beam. Best way I can describe it. So in the coming weeks, months, years, y'all just gonna start hearing about BEMER until y'all get it. It's gonna be my testimony, my husband's testimony, other people's testimonies, you know, about the things that they have been suffering from. And basically, like this right here, which is cheaper than health insurance and prescriptions and doctor's visits and all the other things that come with it. So much cheaper in the end. So you got to figure out what's most important. Do you want to pay for it now, or do you want to pay for it in the end? Because either way, if you don't take care of yourself now, your name is on one of them patients' beds that you're taking care of. Either you took care of them today or you took care of them tonight. But you will be a patient if you're not careful, and it will be a lot sooner than you think. You want to live a vibrant, zesty life with optimal energy and always be at your best. So that's my introduction to BEMER. And I promise y'all will just keep hearing about it. Whew. I can't live without my BEMER. I'm so happy I got it back. I'm I'm going to sleep with it tonight. Y'all gonna see a different person. All right. So as y'all can see, my energy is finally back. I got my beamer back, beamer back, beamer back. I got my beamer back, beamer back, beamer back. Man, I don't get happy about a lot of stuff, but this right here, I'm stoked. Like, I value my health so much, and this is gonna give it back to me. So, y'all have a good night, good day, whatever. If y'all at work, something, stay tuned because I got a lot of stuff that I've been working on. And this right here, I'm gonna be on the beam. I'm gonna be peak performance again. I'm going to be stronger nurse. See y'all soon.